So we had the Solar Bears and the Goblins take each other for the final game of the regular season. So the Goblins ended up winning the rock, paper, scissors. Pretty sure, yep. They elected to defer. The Solar Bears sitting at 5-0. Goblins 3-2. And then last time they played, the Solar Bears had a 47-41 victory back in week 4, which was 2 weeks ago. A lot can change in 2 weeks, they say. But Isaiah Rivera with the first return of the game was a pretty good one. They're playing on grass field here. A wild snap here, but Rubiano flings this one for the first play of the game. He threw it to Kaizel McLean for a nice gain there. The ball. So right here, Rubiano took in the snap. This was a 4th down play. Quick pass here to Resnick, and he actually couldn't go anywhere. The Goblins defense was all over it. So then Joe Smith takes the field. Joe Smith leads the Goblins onto the field after a big defensive stop. He takes the snap for them, and then Joe Smith finding his go-to guy, Zach Sweet, right across the middle for a nice gain. And then the Goblins trying to get some points on the board. Smith was looking, and he finds Don Bellini close to the goal line. The Goblins are trying to pull one out against the undefeated Solar Bears. It's going to take a lot, but when you got a guy like Joe Smith, he will just sling the rock all over your defense. Mikey Tartaglia, his first touchdown of the 2025 SFL season for him, coming in the last week of the season. Nice catch there for Tartaglia. And then right here, Zach Sweet getting the 1-point conversion. Zach Sweet probably has a ton of conversions on the season. He's really been one of the offensive key players for the Goblins this year, along with Don Bellini. And man, that offense they do have one of the most top offenses in the SFL. It's just so hard to stop. And that's going to be a hard team to stop in the playoffs. But the Solar Bears are undefeated for a reason, because they can move the ball off offensively, and their defense is very stout. And right here, they're moving the football. Rubiano's running. And they got some players. They obviously got Isaiah Rivera coming off a 4-touchdown performance in his 50th career touchdown last week against the Honey Badgers. And don't forget about 3rd-round pick Mike Resnick. He's 6'5" for a reason. Just throw it up to him, and he will come down with it. Steal of the draft. His 10th touchdown of the season. That is tied for 2nd amongst all rookies. Only rookie with more touchdowns, Astros Isaiah Chauvin with 11. So right here, Isaiah Rivera gets the conversion. It's a tie game at 7 between the Solar Bears and the Goblins. But let me tell you, the Goblins get the ball back, and you know this offense is so hard to stop when you got Joe Smith. Look at this throw. You can't place the ball any more better than that. That was a beautiful throw to Zach Sweet, his go-to guy. Look at this. The referee can't even believe it. That was just insane. But Joe Smith right here taking the snap, finding Gavin Trost for the nice little 1-point conversion. 14-7. Closing in on the end of this first half, sort of. The Solar Bears trying to put a drive together. Here they are, driving down the field, but Mike Tartaglia coming up with the interception. What a great pick there. Great camera angle on it as well. Big drive. That was a big drive for the Solar Bears, which ended up ending for them. But Joe Smith here taking the run on this play. And then with about 20 seconds left on this clock, Smith is looking for someone to get open, and he ends up firing this one downfield. Look at this catch by Gavin Trost. What a catch. They call a timeout with about 6 seconds left on the clock. The Solar Bears definitely wanted to push off, though, however. As you can see, they did not agree with it. So 6 seconds left on the clock for the Goblins. Could they do something to end this first half of play? They do get the ball back with a touchdown here would really help them out. But Joe Smith slings it deep. Basically a prayer to the end zone. Just a tough one to catch. Tough one to reel in. So that halftime score is 14-7 Goblins. And, of course, they get the ball back. And, they have big trust in their offense. One of the best offense in the league. I think, actually, after this game, they could have the best offense of the league. It's between them and the Crusaders. But right here, Joe Smith is slinging the football here to Zach Sweet. And Sweet with it. Pretty sweet with it. How about that? A nice gain. And then right here, Joe Smith. He ends up finding Zach Sweet again across the middle. And guess what? The next play, we're going to drop back here. And then Joe Smith finds, once again, his go-to guy, Zach Sweet. So then they inch closer to the end zone. Smith with a couple big throws to his go-to guy, Zach Sweet. Let's toss one to Gavin Trost for the touchdown. And the Goblins go up 2 possessions on the Solar Bears here. And the Solar Bears are in, they already clinched the division. They're in trouble of going, with losing their first game of the season and not completing the undefeated season. Last team to do it, the 2023 Jaguars, went on to win the SFL championship. What a team that was. But right here, Caden cash out Duart for the Solar Bears. He's going to take this one almost all the way to the house, but he's tagged down by Don Bellini. He's got some killer speed, and he's been a baller from weeks 1 through 4. Missed last week, but making some plays on the defense today. Right here, Caden cash out Duart with another catch and another tag for the Goblins defense. So then Rubiano took the snap, decided to throw one. Nice throw to Preston Collazo, his second touchdown of the season. On his knees, making the grab. Pretty great catch there. And he hits the celebration. Dance on him, making it 20-13. They did not get the conversion, however. So Smith and the Goblins take over. And Gavin Trost getting a nice gain for the Goblins. Giving Joe Smith the ball at midfield is never a good idea. Even if you think it's going to be tough, it's easier for your defense. It's not. Not when you're facing Joe Smith. As he takes off and runs for a nice gain. Here's a 4th down play, one of the biggest plays of the game. Joe Smith firing to Zach Sweet back at the end zone. Man, this one had to be reviewed. There was some controversy going on, so they had to take a look at this one. Challenge from upstairs. They said it was not a touchdown at first, actually, but then at the further review, it looked like he got both his feet in. So the refs decided to come to the conclusion that
after review of the play, the ruling on the field is overturned. It is a touchdown.
So they call it a touchdown. The referee's on the field. So the Solar Bears are back down 2 possessions, 26-13. But look at Rubiano finding a wide open Caden Duart. Look at the moves he's putting on the defender. Almost takes it to the house, and then Gavin Trost ends up tagging him down. And Caden Duart with the big first down grab. And Rubiano here was looking for someone to get open. Pump faking around, trying to throw it. He only has 7 seconds, and he almost gets sacked there. But Isaiah Rivera comes up big with his 13th touchdown of the season. That ties the league lead. Him and Sushi with both 13 touchdowns. Most of the year so far for the players to conclude the regular season. Rubiano, though, here on the conversion, finds the touchdown leader, Isaiah Rivera, with his second conversion of the game. Big year for Isaiah, man. Big year for the Solar Bears. It's 26-20. Goblins on top of the Solar Bears. So right here, the Goblins do get the ball back. They're trying to move this football around the field. Smith running with it. This ends up he gets a nice run here. gets close to the goal line. This ends up bringing up a 4th down for the Goblins with time winding down in this game. And the Solar Bears need a big stop. And we always talk about this Solar Bears goal line, red zone defense, whatever you want to call it. It's been lights out all year. And when they needed a stop, they will get one. And they got one right there, a huge one, a huge stop there. So they get the ball back with a drive towards the end of the game. They can go up and tie it, and with a conversion, they could take the lead. So Rubiano, what does he do on this first down? You know what? I'm backed up towards my end zone. I'm going to take my run here. Gets a nice run and gets out of bounds to save a timeout. Well, sort of. They didn't have many timeouts left. So they're like, you know what? We got to save a timeout here. Rubiano flips a quick pass here to Isaiah Rivera, getting closer and closer, inching their ways closer to the first down marker, bringing up a 3rd down for the Solar Bears here. And here was a crazy play. Rubiano and the Solar Bears trying to keep this undefeated season alive. Rubiano fires one to Duarte, but where he caught it, the ref said he was just short of that first down marker, maybe an inch away, but they already used their run. And what do they do on 4th down? They look to the big 6'5" receiver, Mike Resnick, but it is broken up. They could have ran something shorter, but did not. They were trying to go for the home run, which basically cost them the game towards the end in their undefeated season. Unless they get an interception here, but Smith is trying to take care of this football. He'll run out some time with it. Gets tagged inbounds, but takes a timeout. The Goblins start using their timeout with about 18 seconds. Smith is going to find Gavin Trost across the middle for a touchdown. And it makes the score 32-20. Joe Smith's 29th passing touchdown of the season. That's 2nd in the league behind Jake Lincourt's 30. I'm pretty sure. And then Joe Smith right here finds Zach Sweet, his go-to guy on the conversions, the touchdowns, the whatever. That's always who he'll be looking for. Makes it 33-20, and basically that was your final score. The Solar Bears are defeated no more. The Goblins take them down, and the Goblins finish the season off with a 4-2 record, best in franchise history. They are the 2 seed in the National Division. The Soul Bears are the 1 seed, and possibly we will get this game in the playoffs. We shall see. And it's playoff time in the 2025 SFL season. 'Tis the season, baby. The playoffs are here, and it should be fun.